Alright, I thought it was time to make a video on this and complain. This card right here, Michael Beasley, says packs only. That is unacceptable, and also something that 2K is honestly kind of unprecedented by 2K, I would say, is something along the lines of this Beasley card being packs only, but specifically being packs only in a game that there is no auction house. There's no other way to get this card other than pulling him, because you can't sell cards that you buy to other players, because without an auction house, you can't do this. In the past, 2K has had limited time cards, limited cards in packs, very, very rare cards in packs. The idea of this Beasley being very hard to pull is not a foreign concept by any means. The problem is the only way to get this card is by pulling him in packs. So you cannot get him any other way. I hope 2K goes back on this and puts him in the player market in a week or two. Like, I hope they change the way that they're doing this. But as far as I can tell right now, it literally looks like this Beasley will only be attainable through packs. And if you don't get him in packs, you will never be able to get this card, which I think is absolutely ridiculous, because this Michael Beasley card is at very worst a top 2 small forward in the game. Looks like he is probably the best small forward in the game by a decent margin, to be completely honest, in terms of how complete he is offensively, how big he is, how good he is, how good his release is. Like, I think this card is going to be exceptional, which I don't have a problem with Michael Beasley being a great card, but I do have a problem with him being by far the best card from today's drop, which I'm going to be completely honest, he is. I mean, he's the best card from today's drop, and yet he is just going to be, number one, very rare, and number two, is only there to entice people to buy the cards. And I think it's even worse because this Yao Ming is so bad, because Yao is so terrible, which me personally, I might be in the minority, but I'm actually a fan of Yao not being a good card. I didn't want Yao to ruin the pacing. I didn't want Yao to come in here with an 85 speed, 85 3 ball and be an absolute demon out here as the best card in the game again, running the game. Because even, I mean, this year regardless was not going to be as bad as last year, simply because mashing isn't nearly as bad. So Yao wasn't going to be as OP regardless, but now he's awful, which me personally, I don't mind Yao sucking. I know some people probably would have liked him to have like 70 speed, 73 ball and be decent and still be very, very good, but be more in line with the pacing of some of the other cards around him, which honestly is kind of more what I was expecting. I did not expect Yao to just downright suck, but he's terrible, which means that locking in for Yao is not something that I would recommend doing, and I don't think it's something that very many people are going to do, which is fine. Saves people money, whatever. You look at Marbury, you look at E, you look at Andre Blatch, you look at Wang Zhizhi, you look at OJ Mayo. There's like some decent-ish cards here. Some guys people might target picking up, for example, E, Blatch, Wang, OJ Mayo. Like, there's some decent cards here, and there's a couple good budget cards as well. Anderson, Harrington, Smush, this Goodalot card. Like, all these guys might be half decent. Harrington especially looks good. The problem is, like, in a set like this would be, I mean, it wouldn't be a good set, no doubt. Even if we took Beasley out of the equation, this wouldn't be a good set. It wouldn't be worth locking in. Yeah, we wouldn't be sitting here very excited about Friday's content. But you add in a card like Beasley, who has Terrence Mann's base, Kobe's upper, on quick, legitimately one of the very best releases in the game. Not to mention incredibly complete stats and batters, great size, the 3, all that type of stuff. And he is just head and shoulders above every other card that came out today, and is very, very close to impossible to obtain. He's not impossible to obtain, but he's going to be damn close. And the reason I say that, I mean, we can go look. We know what the pack odds are going to look like. The pack odds are going to look like this, basically. These seismic odds, I would assume. Which means that deluxe pack odds are going to give you a 3% chance at a pink diamond. If you have a 3% chance at pulling a pink diamond, then that means that you probably have about a... Realistically, I would guess about a 0.5% chance at pulling Michael Beasley would be my guess, because I don't think he'll be very common out of that 3%, to be honest. You're probably realistically looking at, if you actually want to get this Beasley card, I'm going to guess if you get lucky and you open $200 worth of packs, you might get the card. Maybe. I don't know how common he'll be. I hope he is absolutely flying out of packs. That is the only way that I think I could justify this, is if he is just the easiest pink diamond to pull ever. If that's not the case, like, I'm going to have a huge problem. I really am, because like I said, 2K has done this before. We have had limited time cards before. I think it was 2K21 that we got Vince Carter and LeBron and it was these possessed cards right here. Yes, these possessed Halloween cards. There's Vince Carter, LeBron, and James Harden. These were limited time cards. They were only in packs. They were only pullable. But the thing about these cards is that you could then buy them off the auction house later. They may have been incredibly hard to pull and very rare, but they were still buyable off the auction house. Yes, they were expensive, but they were at least attainable off the auction house. Same thing with the special edition cards that 2K has done in previous years. They've done some limited time special edition type drops in the past. There was a Chris Webber, I believe, it might have been 2K22, a Pink Diamond Chris Webber, who was one of those. And there were several of those special edition players, limited edition, these limited edition players right here. There were several of these players that were added in that were pullable in packs. They were limited time players. They were pullable in packs. And I thought, again, this was a very, very cool concept. I thought it was very cool. I was totally a fan of this because these players were then buyable later off of the auction house. And admittedly, they also weren't the best cards in the game. This is completely different. Dropping limited time cards like this is completely different than what they're doing here. Dropping a card that is basically spend money to try to get this card and no guarantee whatsoever, by the way, that you actually get them. Or screw you. I mean, it's like a Madden Limited, except there's no auction house. The problem is there is no auction house. If there was an auction house, limited time cards in packs and cards that you could only get through here would be totally fine. But with a player market system, this is predatory. And I think it's honestly made more predatory by him being so honestly far and above everybody else that came out today in today's drop. That's a huge issue because, I mean, there are solid cards. E is good. Blatch is good. Wang is good. OJ Mayo is good. That Al Harrington is good. There are good cards in today's drop, but they're not Michael Beasley best card at the position level at all. Like, this is arguably the best card in the game, legitimately. I think in terms of his offensive animations, how good he is and how complete he is, the ability to get every badge, all that type of stuff. Like, he's in the discussion for best card in the game, let alone best card at his position. I'm not going to sit here. DBG put out a tweet this morning, and I kind of agree with it. He was basically saying people need to not gas this card. I'm not going to not gas him. I'm not going to sit here and say he sucks, because he doesn't suck. He's amazing. At the same time, do not go open packs for this Michael Beasley. As a community, don't go try to pull this Michael Beasley. Don't waste your coins and your money on this Michael Beasley. Let's not do it. I'm going to do a pack opening video simply because I do it for content every week on Cabrillo's account, but that is going to be the only packs that I will wind up opening. I might not even open packs this week. I'm legitimately considering, I haven't decided yet, but I'm legitimately considering not doing a pack opening simply because I just don't want to encourage people to open packs for this Michael Beasley. In fact, now that I say that, I don't think I'm going to do a pack opening this week. I know I'm going to lose views by not doing a pack opening, but I don't think I'm going to do a pack opening because I do not want to encourage people to gamble for this Michael Beasley card. I think it sets a dangerous precedent, a card like this being in the game, and I think this is something that 100% could happen again. So for me personally, I will not be opening any packs today. I will not be attempting to get this Michael Beasley card, and I'm honestly entirely okay with that. I'm not going to be mad about not getting this card. Other people may get him, and if they do, that's great for them, and congratulations. I will not be spending my money personally to try to pull this card, and I don't think I'm going to use Cabrillo's account this week either to try to pull this card, simply because I just think precedent-wise, I think precedent matters, and I think this is a very dangerous precedent because we've never seen anything like this in the history of my team. I don't think, anyway, a card that was this limited and this hard to get and was basically only money in that respect. We've seen issues and things that 2K's done in the past that have been poor decisions, but as of late, they've actually made a pretty consistent, concerted effort, it seems like, to make a lot more consistent, good decisions. And yet, right now, what is happening is just, This confuses me. This really does confuse me. I'm not totally sure what the thought process was behind this set today and behind everything that the decisions that 2K made. I mean, Yao being terrible really surprised me. That doesn't make sense. I'm not totally sure why 2K did that. I'm not complaining, but I'm surprised by it. At the same time, this Beasley doesn't exactly surprise me, but a new concept like this that is as predatory as it is honestly a bit surprising to me and certainly a bit disappointing. I think I've made my point. That's about all I want to say. Me personally, this is wrong, and I think it's taking advantage of people, and I think it's intending to take advantage of people. Like it's just money hungry, in my opinion, and I'm not a fan of it. I will not be opening packs today for that reason, and I recommend that y'all don't open packs late either. I don't think that Michael Beasley, as good of a card as he is, this is not something that we want to support. This is not something that we want to encourage in the future. So me personally, I will not be opening packs and trying to get this Michael Beasley card. Now, if I do get gameplay on somebody's account or something with the card, I will obviously post a gameplay with him and let y'all know how good the card is, but I'm certainly not going to try to go out of my way to hype the card up or anything like that, or tell y'all that he's a must-have or anything like that, because he's not. He's not a must-have. There's plenty of other options at the small forward position. You will be fine without this card. Do not fear of missing out, spend a bunch of money on packs and try to get this Michael Beasley card. Just don't do it. Don't spend all your MT on packs, try to get Michael Beasley. Don't do it. The odds are you're not going to get him and you're just going to be disappointed. Just don't do it. Let it go. Move on. Well, hopefully 2K won't do this again, but this is, it really is very dangerous precedent, and I'm hoping to see it tweaked or changed or something. Like, this card needs to be in the player market in a week or something. Like, something needs to change, because this is not a good step at all by 2K. Regardless, it is what it is. That's going to do it for this video. I hope y'all did enjoy. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.